All right, so in this video, we're going to look at proportional relationships. So we're going to take a look at it in tables, and we're going to take a look at it in graphs. So it's slightly different the way that we identify them. We can actually identify them the same way, but there are different ways to identify them kind of easier depending on which method that you're presented with. So let's go ahead and take a look at the table. So with this one, if x and y are proportional, fill in the blank with a number in simplest form. So what we're trying to decide is to go from x to y, am I multiplying or dividing by the same number each time? So I'm just deciding, is it actually proportional? And so with this one, we literally just want to check y divided by x, and do I get the same proportion each time? So for this first one, I have 30 divided by 6. So 30 divided by 6 is 5. So that would mean that if I have 6 and I multiply by 5, I get 30. So this is a relationship. It's x times 5 gets me y. So now let's look at the next one. I have 35 over 7 for this next one here. So 35 divided by 7 is also 5. So again, if I take x, which is 7, and I multiply by 5, I get 35. And the last one, I have 40 divided by 8, which is also 5. So again, the relationship is x times 5 gives me y, which is 40. So this is proportional because all of these relationships are the same for this one. So we are proportional, and each time to get y is 5 times whatever x is. So now I could keep going, and I could just say x for x, and I would say y is going to be 5 times x. So that could be another column that I fill in there. This is my relationship. So I can continue to fill this chart in based on that relationship. All right, so the next one, we're going to look at this table. So now we have 6 over 6 for this one. Well, 6 divided by 6 is 1. So if I multiply x times 1, I get 6. So this one works. But my next piece, I'm going to have 24 over 8. Well, 24 divided by 8 is 3, not 1, so we're already kind of not working. 8 times 3, so x times 3, because remember this is x, times 3 gets me y. Remember, that's the relationship. X is on the bottom, y is on the top. So this already doesn't work. I'll go ahead and check the last one, but since the first two are not the same, really we're kind of done here. It won't work proportionally. So now I'm going to go 50 divided by 10. Well, that's going to get me 5. So x times 5 gets me my y. Well, I'm multiplying by 1 on the first one, I'm multiplying by 3 on the second one, I'm multiplying by 5 on the third one. Kind of looks like I'm counting by odds, 1, 3, 5, like maybe the next one would be 7. So it looks like there is some pattern possibly here, but it's not the pattern that I want. I can't multiply by one number here. So this is not proportional. All right. So if we're looking at the graphs here, there's a very, very easy way to know whether or not it's proportional. You don't necessarily have to check x and y unless it meets this requirement. So to be proportional, it has to pass through 0, 0. That's the main requirement there. So as soon as I see that it's not passing through 0, 0, right here, I'm going to say it's not proportional, and I'm going to move to the next one. I do not need to check each coordinate here. So this one does pass through 0, 0, and it is a straight line, so it is proportional. I know that already. What I have to find out is what do I need to multiply x by to get to y each time. So for this first one, it's 0, 0. That one's not really going to work out nicely for us because it would just be zeros. So we want to go to the next one here. So I have 1 for x and 6 for y. So 6 over 1. So 6 divided by 1 is 6. So x, if I multiply x by 6, I get y. So now let's make sure the next one works out nicely. So the next one we have 2 for x and 12 for y. Sorry, the fan on my computer is turning on very loud, so I'm not sure if that'll be present on the recording. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. So look at that, I got 6 again. So if I multiply x by 6, I get y. So this one, the only problem is 0, 0 doesn't quite work for the proportion because if I do 0 over 0, well, I'm not allowed to divide by 0, so this one doesn't really work out nicely for me for that one. So I want to look at numbers off of 0, 0. It needs to start on 0, 0, but then I want to check my numbers after that. So my rule here is that I'm going to multiply x by 6 each time. Okay, so it's y is 6 times x. Alrighty, so that is proportional relationships using tables and graphs. Go ahead and go on, Alex, and give that a try.